They don't see you. Not really. They see a function, a role, a warm body filling a space they could plug someone else into by tomorrow morning and not lose a minute of sleep. They'll clap for you, smile at you, tell you you're valued, then replace you the moment it's convenient, cheap, or politically useful. That's the quiet cruelty of this world. It teaches you to feel special while treating you like a disposable part. You feel it, don't you? That low-level anxiety, that fear that if you slip, if you weaken, if you stop performing, they will move on without hesitation. And you're right, they will, because you haven't given them a reason not to. You work hard, but hard work is common. You're loyal, but loyalty is everywhere and almost always unappreciated. You try to be kind, agreeable, helpful, good. That makes you likable. It does not make you irreplaceable. The truth you've been running from is this: if they can replace you and nothing breaks, you are not power. You are scenery, background, noise. And the people who understand how this game really works, the Machiavellian minds, the cold architects of their own fate, they do not accept that position for themselves. They study power the way others scroll their phones. They understand that in every room, every company, every relationship, there are a few people whose absence would tear a hole in the system, and everyone else is just convenient. You have a choice tonight. You can keep living as the convenient option, or you can learn the ruthless trick that shifts you from nice to have to can't afford to lose. Once you see it, you will never look at yourself or the people around you the same way again. Why most people stay expendable. Most people never escape that convenient option status because everything about them is predictable, and predictable people are easy to use and easy to swap out. Think about the average person you know. They react instead of calculate. They overshare instead of observe. They chase instead of attract. Their emotions sit on the surface like open wounds, inviting anyone with the slightest bit of dark psychology to press, twist, and control. They get attached to jobs that don't respect them, relationships that don't value them, groups that don't even remember them when they leave the room. They confuse busyness with importance, noise with influence, access with power. They believe that being liked will protect them, not realizing that people will smile at you and still plan to replace you behind closed doors if it benefits them. The system is built on this kind of person: soft, loud, needy. They are easy to motivate with praise, easy to control with fear, easy to discard with excuses. And the cruel part? They don't even know they're being used. They call it being a team player. They call it being understanding. They call it being loyal. But loyalty without leverage is slavery with pretty words. If you recognize yourself in this, good. That sting in your chest is not shame, it's alarm. It's the part of you that's sick of bending. It's the part that wants to step outside the role of the expendable extra and become the one person in the room they can't afford to lose. If you're done being disposable, comment this now as a line in the sand. I am the power they can't replace. Say it once. Then we'll start turning you into the kind of person the system fears losing. Naming the trick. Controlled, strategic scarcity. Here's the part no one tells you. The ruthless trick that makes you truly irreplaceable is not just working harder or being passionate. Those are slogans for the masses. The real move is controlled, strategic scarcity. In Machiavellian terms, you become dangerous when your value is real, rare, and hard to control. Real means you actually bring something concrete that changes outcomes. You solve problems others can't. You think in ways others don't. You stay calm when others fall apart. Rare means very few people around you can replicate what you do, how you think, or the way you operate under pressure. Hard to control means nobody can put a leash on you with fear, guilt, or desperation, because you aren't emotionally dependent on their approval or their crumbs. That's what separates pawns from players. Pawns are everywhere. Players are scarce. Dark Psychology 101. People value what they're afraid to lose and what they struggle to fully own. When they know you're necessary but not fully in their pocket, they start negotiating with you instead of dictating to you. That's the shift. The reason most people never reach this level is because they crave being constantly available, constantly seen, constantly validated. They spread themselves thin, say yes too often, offer too much for too little. They flood the market with themselves, then wonder why they trade cheap. You're going to do the opposite. You're going to build rare, high-impact value, and then you're going to control access to it. You won't be loud, you'll be precise. You won't be everywhere, you'll be where it matters. You won't be desperate, you'll be deliberate. That's how you stop being one of many and become the strategic asset everyone quietly calculates around. Inner engine, becoming cold, useful, and unattached. The trick only works if the engine inside you changes first, because you cannot be irreplaceable on the outside while staying desperate on the inside. Right now, too much of you is built around being liked, included, understood. You explain yourself too much. You apologize for existing. You hold back truth to keep temporary peace. That version of you will never be feared, never be truly needed. To become untouchable, you have to become cold where it matters, useful where it counts, and unattached where they think they own you. Cold doesn't mean cruel for no reason. It means you stop letting your feelings sit in the driver's seat. You still feel everything, but you don't obey it. Someone disrespects you? You don't explode. You don't beg. You observe, adjust access, and move in silence. Someone withholds validation? You don't chase. You stay on mission. Stoic masculinity at its core is this: your emotions may visit, but your decisions belong to your principles. Then comes usefulness. You must train yourself to be the person who can be relied on when everything is falling apart. Calm in crisis. Clear under pressure. While others panic, you get surgical. You become associated with solutions, not drama. That alone makes you hard to replace. But the final piece is detachment. You cannot be owned by any one outcome, person, or place. Job, relationship, circle, city, all of it is temporary. You stay loyal to your code, not their comfort. When people can sense that you are steady, capable, and not emotionally chained to their approval, everything shifts. They stop seeing you as a tool they control and start seeing you as a force they have to respect. That inner shift is the foundation. Without it, every outer change is just costume. Rare value, what you know, do, and endure that others can't. Now we make this real. What exactly makes you hard to replace in the brutal math of the world? Not vague potential, not empty talent, but rare, useful value that moves the needle. Look at your current skills with cold eyes. How many people around you can do what you do at your level under pressure? If the answer is a lot, then you are not rare, you're background noise. To become a necessity, you must choose fields, skills, and abilities where most people tap out, get bored, or break. The problems nobody wants to touch. The responsibilities everyone finds too heavy. The knowledge that takes longer, costs more, demands more discipline. That is where you plant your flag. You become the person who understands the systems beneath the surface, not just the buttons on the screen. You become the one who can keep a team functioning when everything is on fire. You become the only one who can translate chaos into order. That's rare, and rarity is power. Dark psychology is simple here. People cling to what they cannot easily replace, especially when it stabilizes their world or amplifies their success. If you hold skills that protect their interests, grow their money, solve their worst problems, or make them look stronger, they will think twice before risking your absence. But you don't brag about it. You demonstrate it. Quietly, repeatedly, strategically. So answer this without lying to yourself. What are you the only one doing in your circle, your company, your world? If the answer is nothing, then this is your turning point. Decide right now to build that rare edge. And if you're serious about that decision, write it publicly as a vow. I am the power they can't replace. Let them chase comfort. You will build necessity. Leverage. The power to walk away without flinching. Here's where the ruthless trick sharpens into a weapon. You are not irreplaceable until you can walk away without flinching. As long as you are terrified of losing them, losing the job, the relationship, the circle, they own you. They feel it. They might not say it, but they sense your dependence like blood in the water. Power is not just about what you bring, it's about how easily you can take it away. Machiavelli would tell you plainly, the one who fears loss is ruled by the one who does not. So you must build your life in a way that gives you options. Options are leverage. More skills than one employer deserves. More sources of income than one paycheck. More self-respect than one person's attention. You quietly stack alternatives, networks, opportunities, contingency plans. Not because you're disloyal, but because you refuse to be trapped. Dark psychology comes in here. When people realize you don't need them, their behavior changes. Manipulators lose their favorite weapons: guilt, silence, fear of abandonment. They can't dangle the threat of "will replace you" over someone who is mentally already prepared to move on if the disrespect crosses a line. Your calm becomes unnerving. Your silence becomes expensive. Your no starts to carry weight because it's backed by the simple reality that you can leave and rebuild. You don't scream about it. You don't say, "I don't need you." You show it by how you move, how slowly you react to pressure, how you never crumble when someone tries to use loss as a threat. That's the paradox. The more ready you are to walk away, the harder it becomes for them to imagine the room without you in it. Perception management. Appearing calm, necessary, and hard to read. You can have rare value and walk-away power, but if you present yourself like everyone else, they will still underestimate you. Your image is part of your weapon. The powerful don't run around explaining how important they are. They move in a way that makes people feel it. Your job is to appear calm, necessary, and hard to read. Calm, because emotional chaos screams liability. Necessary, because your presence is always tied to solutions, progress, and stability. Hard to read, because mystery forces people to fill in the blanks in your favor. That means you talk less and observe more. You stop narrating your every thought. You let others speak first, reveal their angles, expose their weaknesses. You listen not just to words, but patterns, motives, and pressure points. When you do speak, you're precise. Short sentences, clear answers, no nervous rambling. You become the person in the room who is unshaken by drama, unexcited by gossip, unimpressed by empty authority. That unsettles people, especially those who rely on emotional hooks to gain control. They will test you. They will try to provoke you, embarrass you, pull reactions out of you. Your power is in denying them that satisfaction. A controlled face, steady voice, slow responses, that's how you train the world to see you as solid ground, not shifting sand. In dark psychology, perception is leverage. If they view you as stable and essential, they will move around you, not over you. Remember, you are not trying to be liked. You are engineering respect and quiet fear of losing you. Hold that in your posture, in your eyes, in your silence. You are not just in the room anymore. You are one of the pillars holding it up. Boundaries, distance, and denial, training people not to play with you. Power isn't just what you can do, it's what you refuse to tolerate. If you want to be irreplaceable, you have to train people in how they are allowed to handle you. And that training comes through boundaries, distance, and denial. Right now, you probably let too much slide. Disrespect gets brushed off. Cancelled plans get forgiven instantly. Extra demands get met with no problem, even when your stomach twists. Every time you do that, you're telling the world, my time is cheap, my energy is free, my presence is guaranteed. And cheap, free, guaranteed things are never valued. You need to become more expensive. That doesn't mean dramatic tantrums or loud confrontations. It means calmly withdrawing what people took for granted. You answer when it actually suits you, not the second your phone lights up. You stop over-explaining your no. You don't stay in rooms where your value is minimized. You remove access from people who play with your time, your name, your effort. Quietly, consistently. Dark psychology is simple here. People respect what has consequences. When mishandling you leads to less of you, they learn. When you keep showing up the same after every disrespect, they also learn, but the wrong lesson. Distance is not cruelty, it's calibration. You're teaching them your price. And denial, the refusal to reward bad behavior with more effort, more emotion, more availability, is how you set that price in stone. Some will call you cold. Fine, let them talk. The ones who understand power will adjust. The ones who don't can fall away. If you're ready to stop being emotionally on sale, write this again as your boundary oath. I am the power they can't replace. Not their toy, not their backup, a standard. Testing, refinement, and cutting the dead weight. Now we find out who's really with you and who was only there because you were easy to use. Once you start shifting into this new version of yourself, you don't announce it. You test, quietly, ruthlessly. You pull back your energy by 10% and watch. You stop initiating first every time. You respond slower. You say no to a few small, unreasonable requests that you would have accepted before. You become less available to drama, gossip, and emotional babysitting. Then you study reactions like a scientist. The ones who genuinely value you will adjust. They might be surprised, but they adapt. They respect your time, they match your effort. They don't punish you for having a spine. The parasites, the manipulators, the ones who only loved your usefulness, they will show their teeth. They will guilt trip you. You've changed. They will test your old buttons, silent treatment, pity stories, subtle threats of abandonment. They will act as if your new standards are a betrayal, when in reality, you're just withdrawing from a one-sided deal. This is where most people fold. They feel guilty. They go back to overgiving just to end the tension. And just like that, they step right back into being replaceable. You won't. You're going to let the test run. You're going to watch who leans in with more respect and who pulls away when they can't feed on you the same way. Then you refine. You invest more into the few who respond with maturity and reciprocity. You slowly, calmly, cut the ones who punish your growth. No dramatic speeches, no long justifications, just less of you until it becomes none. In Machiavellian terms, you're consolidating power. You are reorganizing your court. Every powerful figure in history understood this. You cannot rise while chained to people who benefit from your weakness. Dark psychology isn't just about understanding how others work. It's about accepting how brutally honest their reactions are when your usefulness changes. Believe them. The colleague who only supported you when you were easy to outrank. The friend who only called when they needed emotional labor. The partner who felt safest when you were insecure. When your strength threatens them, they step back or strike. Good. Let them. Their exit creates space for alliances that match your new standard. This phase is painful, but it's cleaner than living as a permanently exploited asset. You're not just becoming irreplaceable to others, you're proving to yourself that you're willing to lose the wrong people to become the right person. Final oath, becoming the one they can't replace. Look back at where we started. You, quietly afraid of being replaced. Afraid that one bad week, one mistake, one shift in mood from someone above you could erase everything you've done. That fear wasn't weakness, it was information. It was the system showing you exactly how little leverage you had. You were living like most people do, over-explaining, over-giving, undervaluing yourself, convinced that being nice, available, and loyal would somehow make you safe. It didn't. It made you convenient. Now look at where you are in this moment. You understand the architecture of power differently. You know that the world doesn't protect the soft, it uses them. You've seen how the game is rigged in favor of those who are rare, necessary, and hard to control. And you've started to build that inside yourself. The cold discipline, the rare value, the walk-away power, the controlled image, the ruthless boundaries, the tests that reveal who's truly with you. This is bigger than a mindset shift. This is an identity execution. You are executing the weak version of yourself, the version that begged to be kept instead of forcing the world to reckon with the cost of losing you. From now on, you don't enter rooms like you're asking for a place. You enter like a quiet calculation. What can I stabilize here? What can I build here? What leverage can I create here? You stop clinging to roles, titles, or people as if they are oxygen. You are the oxygen. You are the one who brings clarity, pressure resistance, rare skills, strategic distance, and emotional control. That is the ruthless trick. You become so real, so rare, and so free that losing you is a risk they cannot casually take. Some people will never understand this. They'll tell you to just be yourself, as if your softest, most compliant version is the only one allowed to exist. But you're not here for their comfort. You're here to become untouchable. You're here to build a self so solid that no rejection, no betrayal, no layoff, no breakup can collapse you. You bend, you adapt, you reposition, but you don't break. Ever. That's Machiavellian masculinity at its highest level. Not cartoon villainy, not pointless cruelty, but a cold, unshakable commitment to your own survival and ascent. You can still love people. You can still be kind. You can still be loyal. But now, all of that sits on top of a foundation of power, not desperation. Your love is a gift, not bait. Your kindness is a choice, not a plea. Your loyalty is a strategy, not a leash around your neck. So here's your final oath. From this point forward, you will not live as the replaceable extra in your own life. You will build rare value. You will guard your boundaries. You will cultivate options. You will master your emotions. You will move like someone whose absence is a real problem, not a minor inconvenience. And if you understand that, if something in you has woken up and refuses to go back to sleep, then carve it into the comments one last time as a vow to yourself and a signal to anyone watching you change. I am the power they can't replace. Say it, write it, own it. And if you're ready to keep sharpening this edge, don't just disappear. Stay in the circle. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. So every time you come back, it's another step away from the life where you were disposable, and deeper into the life where you are the one they cannot afford to lose.